I stand here with gratitude in my heart for all of those being here with us today. Today I stand here with so much pride for our city and our country. I have learned and watched firsthand the meaning of being Vegas strong. On October 1, our city was jolted into darkness. 58 families' lives were horrifically turned upside down. Out of our angels, 33 were from California, 7 were from Nevada, 4 were from Canada, 2 were from Alaska, 2 were from Utah, 1 was from Arizona, 1 Colorado, 1 Iowa, 1 Massachusetts, 1 Minnesota, 1 New Mexico, 1 Pennsylvania, 1 Tennessee, 1 Washington, and 1 from West Virginia. The weeks and months that followed left us finding it difficult to breathe and wondering how we would ever move forward. Again, on this day, thousands of lives changed forever when they had to live through that terrifying night, and now they struggle with all they have to endure. None of us will ever be the same after that night and the days that followed. However, none of us were alone. October 1 brought something none of us were expecting. As my parents, my husband, and myself sat at the convention center on October 2nd, waiting to find Nisha, we walked into a room that was overflowing with food and people who were there to help us. We were in awe at the food that was brought in, and even though at first we weren't hungry, the hours went by and we found we needed fuel to keep us going. What we found wasn't just the most amazing food, which it was, but we found love that came from so many who were there to help us. I actually stood with my husband and took a video of the line of cars that were never ending, from people who were dropping off supplies and others that were there to help unload it. It was then that I became aware of the magnitude of this tragedy. It was my first moment of understanding that our journey wasn't just our journey. I couldn't wrap my brain around all the people who were suffering like us. I went home that night and got on social media for the first time, and then it was then that I saw the line of people waiting to give blood. This is when I knew that our city and so many visitors were behind us and that we weren't alone. This wasn't just our journey. Over time, we've been blessed to connect with so many new friends, many of who have become family. Most of the 58 families have joined forces, and together we find strength. We have found ways to heal. Some have started foundations to give love and support to others, to help our own hearts heal while we make a small difference in the world. My parents and I turned our anger into passion and figured out a way to help support the young children left behind. We started the Children of the 58 Loved and Never Forgotten Scholarship Fund to assist those children in furthering their education after high school. We hope it inspires them to dream big despite this horrific loss in their lives. But our battle is far from over. There are still 55 children without a parent. Wives, husbands, parents, families, and friends are without their loved ones. People are still battling physical wounds while others are battling mental wounds. We all need support and love. We must keep loving, and we must keep supporting. Our hearts are continually overflowing as we watch random acts of kindness performed on behalf of our 58 angels. It helps us know that they will never be forgotten and that their legacy will continue to carry on. Please continue to reach out to those who are struggling. Reach out to someone who's battling any kind of sickness. The world needs constant love. Make a difference in your community. Our city proved we have it in us. Take care of a family member, a friend, or a stranger. You showered love on our city. Many of you were visitors, just as so lost as many of us. But out of these ashes of this tragedy, a beautiful connection happened for all of us, a longing for hope and for happiness. I can't say we haven't had our fair share of sucker punches. They come and go sometimes as easy as the wind. We have definitely had some challenges thrown at us that could have derailed our journey, but we have not let it. With my parents, my husband, our family, and so many friends, we have tackled those tough times and prepared for the next obstacle we'll have to take on. But none of our journey has ended. We will continue to have obstacles we will have to tackle. For me, I know Nisha would have taken them head on with strength and confidence, ready to conquer it all. And that's what I'm choosing to do. Hold my head high and use her determination and strength when I feel at times mine is weakened. I will continue forward because of my faith, my beautiful knowledge of a better place for our 58 angels. Life doesn't end here, and we know we have 58 angels watching over us. Life cannot end for us here. We must embrace our future, release the negativity and hate. This evil and darkness cannot take over us, our families, or our lives. Our love must motivate us to move forward. We have the right to feel angry and sad. Embrace those emotions, but don't let them control you. This will take time. For many of us, it will take a lot of time. But we can't let this define us and let evil win. We must continue to fight. I refuse to let it take one more thing from me. It took my nephew's mom, my parents' daughter, my sister, and so many more hurt by her loss. But we will fight to bring back the goodness that was here before this. We can't let hate enter our worlds. Believe me, we have a full understanding of how much hate we can feel in our hearts, as I know many of you can relate to. Hatred weakens the heart. Replace it with love and determination. Love for others. Focus on the light and never give in to the darkness. Continue to have the Vegas strong spirit push you forward. Nisha lived life fully. She danced as if no one was watching. She filled her life with passion, and if she believed in something, she would do it. She would do everything to make it happen. Nisha was loyal to a fault, and she always had your back. She was selfless and would do anything to help her boys, her family, or someone who is in need of something. She was devoted to everything she did and never stopped working until the job was done. She was definitely the Energizer Bunny because she just kept going and going and going. And she was one of the most beautiful people, both inside and out, but she was too humble and busy to recognize it and avoided the light, except when a good song came on and then it was time to dance. Nisha was taken from our life and she was cheated on the beautiful life she had. She will never see her boys graduate, marry, or have grandchildren. These 58 children's lives, these 58 angels' lives were all cheated of time with their loved ones. We have to live life to the fullest, to live for them in honor, in love. Without fear, with love and happiness, we deserve it. We must choose love, light, and happiness.